Hey, yo. What's going on, Derek? For real, the California Connect, sourcing remarkable off market real estate opportunities in a market near you. Today, getting ready to hop on to hit the follow up game. I was just live hitting some follow ups, but I had to take care of some personal matters. Hopping back on right now, just gonna get right into it. Going through, I double my dialer as a CRM as well. I use Mojo Dialer with just like using the groups and the lists as CRM. So I create different groups for the kind of disposition end of things, or where I want to place these people into certain buckets. So I create groups like follow up, warm lead, hot lead, um, cash buyers, realtors, Spanish speakers, just stuff like that. So that when I'm cold calling, I can place them into certain buckets. Not interested. I use a group not interested so that anybody who I've ever talked to that said no goes to a specific group not interested. So when I go to do my my follow-ups, I just kind of want to make sure that they are in that follow-up bucket, but I primarily am going off of my calendar on Mojo. If anybody uses Mojo, you'll know what I'm talking about. But that's what I kind of serve as my CRM, just so that I can stay up to date on all of these people that I've talked to in the past that I have at some point in time felt it was worth it to set a follow-up call just to check back in. So first one here, his name's Julio. Spoke with him just about 2 months ago exactly. Said no right away, but then he asked me how much. I remember the conversation. He was like, no, I'm not interested. But I mean, how much? How much would you offer? Right. So I was like, well, I let him know that it depends on the condition primarily. And I tried to pull a price out of him after listing the benefits. So I probably said something like, well, for us, it really does depend on the condition. Just kind of let you know how we're looking to make our offers. We are looking to pay cash. We can pay all the closing costs, all of that, close fairly quickly. And, the best part is we can buy an as is condition. So you don't have to make any repairs before it's actually sold. So I don't know if you've given it any thought, but did you have a number in mind that you'd be hoping to get for the property there? It's probably exactly word for word what I said. And he didn't. He said he did not have a number in mind, and that he may be interested sometime in the future. So it's been 2 months. I'm going to give him another call, pick his brain, see where he's at with things, see if he's given it any more thought, see if he is kind of closer to the point where he feels like he's willing to part ways with the property there.
Hello.
Hey, Julio.
Hey,
Julio, how's it going? This is Derek. We actually spoke a few months back in regards to your property over on Glasgow Street.
you pick it funny?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. Would you rather somebody give you a call that speaks Spanish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And just to double check, was there any interest in selling that property there on Glasgow? Well, I didn't write that down. He speaks English. Connected with Julio, preferred somebody to call him in Spanish. Did not confirm whether or not he was interested in an offer / selling. Go ahead and put that into my follow-up and Spanish speaker groups both. I'll push this out. I'll push it out 2 months. Come October, I think my partner is going to kind of revisit and hop back into the procedural end of things here. He's actually dating a leasing agent in Los Angeles who is Spanish speaking. So not only is she Spanish speaking, but she knows real estate. And she had called one of our prior Spanish speakers, but I'm hoping that sometime in the future she can, if not her, maybe a bilingual cold caller that I bring on. But I hope that somebody's able to just sit down one day and blow through all these Spanish speakers. Francisco, this gentleman Um, I'm trying to buy his vacant lot from him. Seems to be build ready. Last time we spoke, he's a tough negotiator. He has never given me a price, but I let him know 50 is pretty much. I don't have approval for it, but I could probably get approval for 50,000. If you're watching this, like why doesn't Derek have approval? I just say that it's a tactic. I took it from my days in insurance. I don't have approval for that, but if I got that, and I get that from Cody Hoffine at Wholesaling Inc. I don't know the name of his company or anything like that, but Cody Hoffine, you can just YouTube him. He preaches this, if I was able to do that, would that be something that you'd be interested in? Would that be something you think we could get done? So I kind of posed it as that. Like I offered him 45 and let him know that's all I have the authority to offer you right now. If I was able to get you 50,000, do you think that's something that you'd be able to work with? Do you think that's something that you and your wife would be on board with? And he made the note of, that's good money. And I'm like, yeah, it's good money. He says, let me talk to the wife. And he was supposed to get back to me. He didn't. And I have called him a couple times since then and texted him and left voicemails, no answer. But 50,000 for the vacant lot. It's a corner lot, bigger lot compared to others in the area. Looking at some new construction in the area. One sold about 8 months ago, exact same lot size. That one sold for, it's like a half mile out. That one sold for like 350 back in November too. So it may even go for more new construction. And he's 15% of 350 is 52 and a half, which is kind of where exactly I would want to be, so that I could hopefully find a builder that's willing to pay 20%, which is about 70,000, and be able to take some close to a $20,000 assignment fee for it. So yeah, I can give him a call right now. Enough with the chit chat, Derek. Just call these people. It's a fat lot, just about 10,000 square feet. It looks fat too, just because it's on the corner.
Please leave your message for 210-214-1117.
I'll leave a voicemail. Hey, Francisco, this is Derek. Just following up about your corner lot there on 7th Street, North 7th. Last we spoke, I kind of threw around the idea of possibly getting you 50,000 cash for that lot there. You had let me know that you were going to speak with your wife about it, see if that was something that she'd be on board with. So I'm just rounding back. Like I mentioned last time, I would have to get approval for that 50,000. I don't think that it would be much of an issue to do that, but just wanted to confirm with you to make sure that that's something that you want to move forward with before I speak with my supervisor about it. So if you could get back to me either way, I would appreciate it. I'm sorry, I know I've been kind of blowing you up here, but even if you're not interested in selling anymore, do me a favor, give me a call back and just let me know so that I stop bothering you. Again, this is Derek, and my direct line is 832. I'll talk to you soon. Hopefully he listens to that, because I like the way that I just laid it out. Like, look, do you remember 50,000? I need approval for it, so let me know if that's something that you want. And at the same time, if you're no longer interested, I know I've been calling you and you've been dodging me. If you're not wanting to sell, just let me know so I can stop bothering you. I'll left voicemail. That's still a good one though. I think that's. I'm just gonna. I last spoke with him on the phone July 21st. He was supposed to call me. I think that was a Friday. He was supposed to call me on Monday after that weekend. I didn't hear back from him, and I called him July 29th. No answer. Left a voicemail and texted him. About 5 days later, I called him on the 3rd of August. dialed. I did not leave him a voicemail because I had just left him a voicemail a few days prior. And now I'm following up with him again 8 days later. Left him a voicemail that time. So I'm going to start pushing it out bi-weekly. I've been kind of following up with him weekly. I'll push it out bi-weekly, call him on the 24th. And if he doesn't answer, if no answer, push out monthly. Somebody that I want to continue following up with, though, for sure. No point in me tossing him to the side. Was very appreciative of the offer. Dang, wonder what I offered. Stated he already has plans for the house, but plans to save my number in case anything changes. Derek plans to follow up in 3 to 6 months. I wonder what I offered. That's something that you need to put in your notes, Derek. I'd imagine I just cut his estimate in half, which is I probably offered him anywhere between like 30 to 60,000. Really small place, 650 square feet. Don't know how many beds, 1 bath. I don't have any information. I didn't open the conversation up. 3,000 square foot. So that's what I'm talking about. These are the 3,000 square feet. That's the type of property you can get on a 3,000 square foot home. Again, for the same reason, I'm gonna leave him his follow up. I'm gonna push it out a few months just because I'm looking for the lower hanging fruit. I don't think a buyer is gonna want to rehab a 600 square foot home without the ability to make additions to it, which I don't think they would have the ability to do because of the size of the lot. I'm assuming, I'm jumping to the conclusion of that, but again, the fact that he's already said no, he said he already had plans for it, and now revisiting it after I've gained a little bit of experience since I last spoke with him, it just doesn't seem like one that I want to go after. Spanish speaker says he wants to sell his property and buy a new one. Said he wants 110,000. Definitely was not going to be able to do that, but I honestly think he just threw that number out there. Wants a Spanish speaker to reach out. Same thing. Find a Spanish speaker, have them reach out, back out to dig deeper. His estimate's at like 90. I remember that conversation as well. He just threw a number out. There was no merit to it. There was no facts to back that. I'm gonna put that on that same date that I had the other Spanish speaker. Somebody needs to reach out and dig a little deeper on that because he clearly wants to sell. Don't know if there's any motivation. This gentleman hadn't thought about selling but requested an email with some contact information. Again, I'll push it out a few months. Some people are probably judging me for pushing these out. But in all honesty, when I get to these again, I in all likelihood may just delete them because they're just not people that, like you heard the note right there, like not interested in selling, but requested contact information. Those are the type of people that are going to want retail for their property, the people who have no reason to sell for cash. So this gentleman spoke with 2 months ago. He said, maybe in the future, when asked how long, he said, probably a few years. I'll save your number and you'll be the first one I call. That was 2 months ago. Again, I'm gonna push this one out at least another month. I think I was being a little bit too optimistic with 2 month follow up when he said probably a few years. I'll put him on like a quarterly follow up every 3 months. This gentleman, Carl said that the property needs about 30,000 in work, that he wants 95,000 for it. He already sold the lot, which was right next to it, but still has the house. Derek offered 65, and I rationalized it. He said we can't even talk at that number. He wouldn't budge off of 95. He's in no rush to sell. Said he'd just stay here for another couple of years, and eventually he'll get what he wants. Derek asked him to save his number and reach out if anything changes, and that Derek would reach out if he thinks he can get closer to 95. His estimate on this is 93. He's in La La Land. This is a hot area though, for a lot of new construction. So honestly, the value would be in the land. 5,000 square foot home, which is what pretty much all the lots are going for. new builds in the area as of like 3 months ago when I ran the comps, 4 months ago, were 260 going for 265 on similar sized lots. So I would have to be at like, yeah, I think I was even yeah, I would have to be at like 50 grand. What did I offer him? I offered him 65. I think that was even too much. He wanted 140 for the lot next to the house and the house. He wouldn't tell me how much the lot sold for. I'd imagine that the lot sold for something like 50, and that's why he wants 90 for 95 for the other, because he wanted 140. You know, he was just putting you right at that 135, 140 range. He probably would come down a little bit, but his house isn't worth anything, and he needs to come to that realization. I'll follow up with him, but he was in La La Land last time I spoke, so I'll push it out another couple of months. I just don't want to waste my time with these. These aren't really quality follow-ups. Again, this one said tax assessed values at 233, would want something close to that. Reiterated to me that he's not thinking about selling, just looking for a ballpark to see if there's an offer out there that he can't refuse. Those type of people, there's no point. This was back when I wasn't being very strict as to the like the type of conversations or like the criteria which allowed me to set follow-up tasks for myself. I was really just setting anybody and everybody. Even if this is like a light cosmetic, I would have to be 200 tops. He wanted 233. I think my partner had offered him 170. Here we go. Condition. Roof's 8 to 10 years old. AC replaced 5 to 6 years ago. No known foundation. No electrical plumbing damage. Replaced exterior with hardy plank. New appliances were put in kitchen. Yeah, I remember this. 2 out of 3 bathrooms have had floors. Daryl does not want to disclose his outstanding mortgage balance. Looks like he owed about 72. Motivation out of state. Absentee owner. Always in the back of his head. I gave him a range of 140 to 180, which is pretty much exactly where I would be. He seemed like kind of open to it, especially because I was like, and just to let you know, we would have to profit, carve out a little bit of room to profit. I'll give him a call, see what he's thinking. So it dialed, but it dropped. It was ringing for a while, and it dropped and said your call was disconnected. I'm gonna double tap him, see if I can get him on the phone. I just read my notes as well. It says that his daughter's living there, and oops, her lease was up July or August. now, but call it on that one. I'm gonna push it out a couple weeks or like a week because if her lease is up the end of August, kind of want to get the timing right on that. Let's see.
Dave, leave your name and number after the beep. I'll get back to you.
I'll leave a message. Hey, this message is for Neil. My name is Derek. We actually spoke a few months back in regards to your property over on Pitts Avenue out in Pasadena. And at the time, you had let me know that there wasn't any interest in receiving an offer on that property there. It sounds like your daughter may be wanting to take it over. Just wanted to round back with you. You had, let me know that it was all right if I followed up every so often just to see if anything's changed on your end. So that's what I'm doing here. Just looking to see if, you had thought any more about it or if anything's changed on your end where you might want to sell that property there. If there is any interest, you can go ahead and give me a call back at my direct line, which is 832. Do me a favor, give me a call, either way, even if there isn't any interest in selling, that way I can stop bothering you. All right, look forward to talking to you soon. Bye. Push that out. 3 months. This one was hot at the moment. Darren is the gentleman's name.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Sorry, the mailbox belongs.
It's always been the case. Dial, no answer, no opportunity to leave voicemail. That was a hot when I come home. Haven't heard from him since. I think it's just the time of day. I need to be calling him at different times of the day. I also planned to send him a handwritten letter. I think I'm going to do that. I will do that to both his address and his mailing address there. May just be ignoring me though. Who knows? This gentleman said that he would sell it when I spoke with him on the cold call, but it sounded like I caught him at a bad time. Since then, I have been unable to connect with him, but still continue to follow up every so often.
line. Please give us your name and number and ask you to package you as soon as I can. Thank you and have a great day.
Hey Victor, this is Derek. We actually spoke about a month ago in regards to your property over on Texas Streets in South Houston. You had let me know that you were interested in selling, but I think I had caught you at a bad time. So I was just looking around back with you, hoping to learn a little bit more about that property there and determine what I may be able to offer you. Just as a kind of a reminder, we are looking to pay cash. We can cover all the closing costs and stuff like that, and we can close fairly quickly if needed. If there is any interest in selling, do me a favor, give me a call back at my direct line, which is 832-32. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. All right. Push that out bi-weekly. Been following up with him with no success. That was the fourth time I followed up with him in the last about month and a half. So start pushing it out bi-weekly. This gentleman I spoke with at the end of June, about 2 months ago. He stated that he may be interested in selling in the near future. I let him know what the benefits were to work with me, asked for a text with information so that we can continue talking. He had let me know that he prefers to text as he's working crazy and unpredictable work schedule lately. I texted him asking him for like a property description, like, hey, can you break down what the condition of the place looks like? And maybe what you're thinking in terms of price, but he never responded. I texted back asking about 3 weeks later, asking if there was any interest in selling. No response. So I'll give him a call. Hopefully I can get him on the phone and open up the conversation a little bit.
You reached 832-419-2590.
At the tone, please record
You
your
guys
message.
got it right
When
there.
you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Jared, this is Derek. We spoke a few months back in regards to your property over on Armour Ave. At the time, you had let me know that you might be interested in selling in the near future. And, I think we had just played a little bit of phone tag because you had let me know that your work schedule was, a bit overwhelming at that time and unpredictable as well. So I just wanted to round back with you, reconnect, possibly learn a little bit about the property and see what I may be able to offer you. Just as a reminder, me and my partner are looking to pick up a property or two in the area, and we can pay cash, cover all the closing costs and, all the fees they get tacked on top. So it is just a net cash offer, and we are willing to buy the property in its as-is condition as well. So no repairs are necessary to be made or needed to be made before it's sold. If that is something that still is interesting to you, you can go ahead and give me a call back. Again, my name is Derek, and my direct line is I'll call them next week. That's one where I probably should have stayed a little bit more on top of. I mean, not really. It's not like I had already pre-qualified him or anything like that. For all I know, he's not asking the best price. This one connected with Mr. Williams Tariq. Once Derek started to explain why he was calling, he interrupted and said that he was in a meeting and that he'd have to call me back. Just a passive way to dismiss me, because since then I haven't been able to get him on the phone. He said he wasn't interested. I reran comps in the ARV. It seems to have been still accurate at the end of April. He's not really interested in selling the property, but if the numbers make sense, he would entertain it. There's a tenant in there that's been there for about 2 years. She's a nurse and pays rent on time every month. Property was recently renovated, and he kept saying there were no issues as long as the tenant hasn't torn it up for the past 2 years. Said he didn't have a number in mind, but he believes he owes about 70 on the mortgage. He also mentioned that a property down the street sold for about 220 after it was all fixed up. And my partner had offered him 170 at one point, and he was saying that he's getting there. He's like, yeah, he's getting there. I wanted to see my numbers. So I actually have an ARV of 270. See how big the place is. Yeah, it looks to be in nice condition. 2,400 square feet. Let's just call it a light rehab. I'd be at like, yeah, 185, 190 tops. Which is exactly what I have here. He wanted 200, so I mean, shoot. Let's give him a call.
Hello? Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. We actually spoke a few months back in regards to your property over on Shadydale Drive.
You have to call me back, man. I'm in a meeting right now.
Sure. When's a better time to give you a call?
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay, any time work specifically, or should I just try tomorrow?
Yeah, try tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. Talk to you then. He's not in a meeting. That's the second time he's used that excuse. But there is interest. We're not far off in price, so I'm going to continue following up. Connected challenge. He was in a meeting. Requested. I'll call him back tomorrow. I've found in the past that when people request callbacks tomorrow, and as you heard, there's no specific time. Like, he's not going to answer. I would put money on the fact that he's not going to answer. In fact, he probably is going to block that number. But that's all good. Going to try him tomorrow anyways. This one I wanted to just double check on Zillow, because he was asking an extremely high price, and he took the route of listing it on market. So I just have a little task set for myself to continue just checking in to see if he did actually sell. It was listed for $7,000 over his estimate, and the place needed a full gut rehab, is my understanding. But it sat on a big lot, and I think it might have been a mixed use lot. So the benefit was in the lot and the fact that it could have been for commercial use. On Zillow, it says that the listing was removed. Length of ownership still seems to be about 5 years. MLS details sold. It says it sold for 115, which is 10,000 under their asking price, which is right about at this estimate. Commercial owner and signal, 2-bed, 1-bath with 1-car garage. This house is on blocks, needs a lot of work. The house will need to be leveled, and some of the beams underneath will need replacement. It's a fixer-upper and is selling as is for the listed price. Owner's property next door is also for sale. He had a tire shop next door, I remember. Says it sold about a little over 2 months ago. So, I mean, whatever. That's one that I'm going to go ahead and I already had it as a dead lead, but I'm going to take him out of the follow-up group and remove this follow-up to keep checking in, because even if I do notice that he didn't sell it, yeah, we were trying to feel him out at 100,000. He needs something real close to 120, he said, and he ended up selling it for 115. I think we had offered, yeah, I was at like 60. ARV of 150 for a residential. Again, the benefit is in the commercial use. So again, the fact that the place needed to be fully gutted, foundation repair, all that, with an ARV of 150, I could have been off on that, but I don't think I was so off on that it was something like 250, because that's where the ARV would really need to be for me to be at purchase price of 115, 120. So that one I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of. Spoke with Ms. Elvira, said that I would have to speak with her daughter about it. Her daughter was not in at the time, so she said that she would let her daughter know if there was any interest, that she would call back. Go ahead and give her a ring, see if there is any interest. Smaller place, 2-bed, 1-bath, 1,100 square feet, 7,100 square foot lot, built 1950, single family. Let's see.
Hello?
Hi, Miss Elvira.
Yes?
How's it going? This is Derek. We spoke about a month ago in regards to your property over on Kentucky Street.
Oh, no, you didn't talk to me.
Oh, okay. I might have. When I spoke with a Miss Elvira, she had mentioned that I would have to talk with her daughter about it. Am I speaking?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That was me.
Okay.
You would have to talk to her about it.
Okay.
You know? But she's not here right now. She went to the hospital in emergency.
Oh, no. Okay. Is everything okay?
Yeah, so, yeah, it was her son-in-law that got hurt.
Okay. All right.
But she's not here right now.
Okay.
So,
Do you think if I give her a call maybe tomorrow in the first half of the day, I'd have a better chance of connecting with her?
Yes. And she don't work tomorrow, so maybe she'll be here by the time you call.
Perfect. And just to confirm, is her name on the title of the property, and that's why I should be speaking with her, or?
No, it's just me, but I don't talk to nobody about it. She's the one that attends to everything.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. And just so that I know who to ask for when I call tomorrow, what's your daughter's name?
You can ask for Priscilla.
Priscilla.
She's the one that handles everything.
Perfect. And your name? I know I have Miss Elvira here, but.
Right.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So my name is Derek. If you want to just save this number so that I don't catch you off guard when I call tomorrow, I'll be sure to follow up and ask for Priscilla.
Yeah. But you go ahead and call. She won't listen to me if I give her the number.
Okay. All right. I'll try tomorrow then.
Okay. Then.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good one. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a good sign or not. The mom is the seller. I wanted to make sure to confirm that she wasn't passing me off. I kind of assumed that it's like what I was under the assumption of is that the mom was on title, she was the seller, but a lot of times they like to kind of check with their kids, right? Well, when I end up passing away, it's going to be the kid's house, so let me ask them. If they are okay. They almost ask for their kids' permission, which I find funny, but and almost every time the kid's gonna say, "No, don't sell it. I want it. I want the money." What do you mean? Connected with Miss Elvira, confirmed that she is the owner seller, but that her daughter Priscilla handles all of her business inquiries for her. She mentioned that that Priscilla's, I want to take notes of this as well, just to kind of as a reminder. I've said this before, but she mentioned that Priscilla's son-in-law had to be rushed to the ER. Ms. Alvira stated that Priscilla does not work tomorrow, so Derek should not have any trouble getting a hold of her. Mojo does this thing too, man. Always something, man. So I'll call her tomorrow. Don't know anything about the property other than she's willing to talk with me. So it takes no more than 15 seconds to have that conversation, so I might as well. This was really weird. I don't know if I was filming this one. A gentleman that I connected with, I think he had like early set Alzheimer's or maybe just Alzheimer's, and it was really strange. He kept repeating himself, not just like mentioning the same thing, but literally word for word had like a script engraved. He had a script just like in his head that he kept reverting to, like the same 4 to 5 lines. And you could tell, at first I thought he was messing with me, but after he said it like the 4th time, I realized not only is he saying this a lot of times, but he's saying it again, word for word. He was saying things like how proud he was of his daughter for graduating university and how smart she was. But again, word for word, saying this type of stuff. So I don't actually even know. I was only entertaining it because he was like, yeah, you know what? My daughters had been mentioning it. This is something that I should probably do, sell off market. And I couldn't find like an appropriate way to end the conversation. So I ended up having to hang up on him. So I wanted to get a hold of his daughter. I couldn't understand, but the woman's name who's attached to this property is Sandra. And I cold called the other numbers on this property after I had that conversation with that gentleman. And one of the numbers had Sandra's name in the voicemail message. So I want to call that number, see if I can connect with her, see if she has any affiliation with the gentleman that I even spoke with. But if not, just to see if she had any interest in selling the property.
Hello?
Hi, Sandra.
Yes.
Sandra, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Weir Drive. Yeah, so I was actually just wanted to give you a quick call and see if you would ever consider an offer on your property. I spoke with a...
No, I'm keeping my home. I'm living in my home and keeping it.
Okay, completely understand. Yeah, see, that was her. And she's not interested. I wanted to kind of present it like that to see if there may be some slight consideration beforehand, but yeah, just a straight no, which is cool with me. This guy's avoiding me. It's been about 2 weeks since we last spoke. If you've watched any of my other follow-up videos, this guy wants to sell. He just doesn't want to deal with it. We already came to an agreement on price. But then it actually came time to sign something, and I tried to push him over the ledge, and then he was like, well, I don't want to sign anything today. I want to really take the weekend to speak with my son about it. And that was on June 25th, so almost 2 months ago that we had that conversation. And since then, I've talked with him a few times, and he's like, "Oh, I need a few more days. I haven't been able to speak with my son." Sometimes he doesn't answer. Sometimes I'll connect with him, and he'll say, "Oh, I'm busy. Call me back tomorrow." The last time, which was about 2 weeks ago, I connected with him, and once I said, "Hey, Mr. Johnson," he hung up right away because that's how I address him every time. So he knew it was me. And I called right back just to, I was gonna kind of pretend like, oh, I think the call just dropped. And it went straight to the voicemail to the point where I think he declined my call. And he doesn't have a voicemail machine set up yet. So I'm gonna give him a call. See if I may be able to open up the conversation. Again, this is one that I will continue following up with, even if he continues hanging up on me, because I know he wants to sell. We've already come to agreement on price. It's just a matter of catching him at a good time where he's willing to deal with it.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Johnson.
Yep.
Mr. Johnson, how's it going? This is Derek. We've been speaking about your property over on West Street.
I haven't made up my mind yet.
Okay, no worries. And that's kind of what I was gonna ask. If it's just to see if you are still interested or.
So much to moving.
I'm sorry.
Just so much to moving.
Yeah, I get that. I understand. If moving is the thing that's kind of preventing you from moving forward, I did want to let you know. We work with some moving companies in the area. If you think that you may need some assistance, and if that's just again the only thing that's preventing you from moving forward, it's a problem that we can definitely help solve.
Okay, well, we'll give you a call back.
Okay, when's a more appropriate time for me to follow up with you, just so I don't keep bugging you?
All right, bye.
I'll follow up with him every couple months. Again, he just doesn't want to deal with it. You heard him. There's just so much to move. It's like that shouldn't be the only reason that's preventing you from moving forward. Try to throw around the moving company to help him, but he's just he's not even wanting to listen or hear anything. So connected with a seller, stated he hadn't made up his mind yet, as there quotes, there is just so much stuff to move. Derek attempted to offer assistance with a moving company. Seller was not really trying to hear it and just wanted to get off the phone. I'll follow up with him. I'll follow up with him in a month. It's one of those where I want to stay on top of it. Obviously, I don't want to keep putting it off. Because again, one day he's going to wake up and realize that he needs to do it, or one day he's going to wake up and say, all right, this is going to be the day, so I would just hate for somebody else to squeeze in after all of that work and rapport and negotiation that I've put in on this one, just to come and kind of squeeze me out. So I want to make sure that I'm staying on top of it. Okay.